A street puppy follows a police officer. What happens next will make your heart flammable. Puppies, aren't they adorable? Can't have children? Get a puppy. Need someone to cuddle? Get a puppy. Want a friend? Get a puppy. A dog is a man's best friend. Nobody has the courage to dispute this old adage, as three things cannot remain hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Today we've got a tale for you of a man in blue who falls head over heels for a cute, fluffy puppy. We're also going to be sharing the cutest videos of this fluffy little canine with the police officer, so be sure to stick around until the end of the video. Without further ado, let's start. This is the story of Hobart, a cute little pup who was abandoned by his owner. We assume the owner had a loose screw in his mind, otherwise no sensible man would abandon a baby dog like that. What do you think about him? Let us know in the comment section below. However, the ruthlessness of Hobart's owner leads to the beautiful ending for the little pup. Little Hobart was thrown out of his house. He wandered from street to street, sad and miserable, looking for his owner. How long, though, can a young pet dog thrive on his own? Hobart spent several hours screaming for assistance incoherently from the middle of the chilly roadway. By chance, two Los Angeles police officers were strolling by. Little Hobart leaped and immediately began going towards one of the officers, pleading for the officer's attention. The other police officer filmed Hobart running toward the first officer. After only a few hours, the video became viral. However, the dog managed to attract much more attention that day than only the attention of the police. Mercado and Tavira, the officers of the story who are the two passionate cops of the Hollywood division of the Los Angeles Police Department. One buzzing morning, it was Mercado's birthday. His morning began with a heartwarming surprise from his family. His wife and children sang him a happy birthday song and read him touching handwritten letters as they woke him up. He had a beaming smile on his face as he arrived to work. Mercado was having a fun day because it was his birthday. I'm not sure what else could make for a more ideal morning than that. You wouldn't expect anything more, would you? Starting his work, Mercado believed the surprises were over. He had no idea what was in store for him for the rest of the day. When it was time to patrol the streets of Los Angeles, Mercado was joined by Tavira, one of his cohorts. After getting into a cop car, the two left the LAPD station. Since there were no indications of illegal activity and no calls for assistance, the morning was quite stress-free. Once they arrived at Hobart Boulevard, they exited the vehicle and began to patrol the suburban area. For the first few minutes, nothing out of the ordinary occurred. Only a few of the onlookers who were walking by said hello to the police. Most of them didn't even notice them. Things changed all of a sudden. People began to stare at Mercado. Even so, a few others stopped what they were doing and turned to look at him. The two officers observed that onlookers were gazing at them, and some even had their fingers pointed at Mercado. "I'm curious as to why this is so interesting," Mercado mumbled under his breath. The moment Mercado turned around, he realized why everyone was looking at him. There was a puppy nearby, appearing lost but content, and it was only a few meters away from him. Mercado beamed heartily as he noticed the canine tagging along after him. People seeing him cheered. By this fluffy ball of loveliness, Mercado was immediately disarmed. He knelt down and petted the animal affectionately. "You are such an adorable puppy," he said. Then he turned to look around in the hopes that one of the passers-by would identify themselves as the owner of the gorgeous puppy, but none did. No one came forward with a positive answer when Mercado even inquired whether anyone knew who the owner of this pup was. However, a few folks asserted that they had once or twice spotted this puppy in the area. The police officers suddenly realized that the dog was abandoned. Mercado couldn't believe such a sweet puppy was living on the streets, but he also had a job to do. The enthusiastic dog continued to follow Mercado as he worked and patrolled the street. The puppy would occasionally lick Mercado's fingers as he approached and petted the baby. Mercado's partner found it to be a beautiful sight to behold and thoroughly liked it. If a dog this cute followed you, wouldn't you feel out of this world? By the way, are you guys more of a dog person or a cat person? Please share with us in the comment section below. Returning to the story, Officer Tavira lost control of herself as the dog continued to follow and wouldn't stop. Being such a magnificent moment, she knew she wanted to share it with everyone. She then pulled out her phone and snapped photos of Mercado and the puppy. She also recorded a video of the dog chasing after Mercado, which she then posted to the LAPD's official social media pages. Within a short period of time, the comments section was humming with excitement. The fate of the adorable dog piqued everyone's curiosity. Officer Tavira then proposed that they give the dog a name. After some thought, they called him Hobart after the street they found him on. The canine was smart enough to respond when the two officers called him by his new name. The cops, particularly Mercado, started to get downhearted as their patrol shift came to an end. They knew it was soon time to say farewell to the puppy. However, as soon as they got back in the patrol car and were about to take off, Hobart began to circle them as if he wanted to ride along. They knew they couldn't abandon the pup in such a state. It was obvious that this dog was dead set on joining Mercado. Little did Mercado realize how much he enjoyed Hobart. Hobart hurried to the front seat while Mercado assisted the dog in getting inside the car out of sympathy. The dog appeared to be completely at ease inside the vehicle and appeared to have ridden in it frequently. After arriving at the LAPD, the two cops left Hobart with their colleagues and rushed to the computer to search for the lost pet. They soon discovered to their dismay that Hobart had an absentee owner. Although tragic, abandoned pets are rather prevalent in the United States. The decision to take Hobart to the animal shelter where the pup would receive the necessary care was tough for Mercado to make, but he had little choice except to do so. Mercado put Hobart back in the car and sped off to a neighboring shelter. When Hobart saw the shelter, he exhibited a dejected expression as though he sensed that Mercado would also abandon him. Mercado gave the Rescue Foundation workers Hobart and then walked away. Hobart was in his thoughts constantly after Mercado left the shelter, despite the fact that they had only known each other for a short while. Later on in the evening, he started missing Hobart. Would Hobart adapt to the shelter easily? Would his new family adore him and treat him fairly? Mercado was up all night thinking about Hobart. A couple of days later, Mercado drove back to the animal shelter to visit with Hobart. The staff directed the cop directly to Hobart's cage as soon as they realized he was there for Hobart. Hobart leaped with excitement when he first saw Mercado. Hobart rushed towards Mercado and immediately began licking his feet as soon as the staff unlocked the cage. The policeman, who had already decided to adopt the dog, cradled him in his arms while fighting back tears of delight and whispered, "It's time to go home, darling." The employees were content, and Mercado himself was ecstatic. Mercado's family accepted Hobart as a member. He was not only adored by Mercado's wife, but also by his colleagues. The team made fun of Hobart joining their canine unit because dogs frequently served as mascots and emotional support animals in the workplaces. In a social media post, LAPD also announced Hobart's adoption and welcomed him into the squad. With that being said, we come to the end of the story. We are happy that Hobart found his forever home. If you find a stray dog like Hobart, would you adopt him like Mercado? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. For more amazing stories, stay tuned and don't forget to show kindness.